This is Jason Schneider, author of the new book, That Gun in Your Hand, The Strange Saga of Hey Joe and Popular Music's History of Violence. And I'm really happy to be back here on Toronto Mic'd.
What up, Mike? Toronto. VK on the beat. Check. I'm in Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm from Toronto where you wanna get the city love. I'm in Toronto like we wanna get the city love. My city love me back for my city love.
Welcome to episode 1816 of Toronto Mic'd. Proudly brought to you by retrofestive.ca, Canada's pop culture and Christmas store. Save 10% with the promo code FOTM for a limited time. Great Lakes Brewery. Order online at greatlakesbeer.com for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Visit palmapasta.com for more. Nick Iones. He's the host of Building Toronto Skyline and Building Success, two podcasts from Fusion Corp that you ought to listen to. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. And Ridley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921. Today, making his return to Toronto Mic'd, it's Jason Schneider. Welcome back, Jason.
Hey, Mike. It's a pleasure to be back.
Well, I counted you in for that cold open, and for a split second, I thought you maybe forgot your name. Like there was a moment you were tripping on Jason. Right? Like when you hear it back, you'll be like, yeah, like there was a moment. I'm like, what's my name again?
I blame the cold.
It is cold, right? So let's timestamp this thing, which is it's Thursday, December 11th, 2025. And this is like a legit cold day. You made the long trek from Guelph, and we're what, minus 15 with a wind chill or something like that?
It's about that, yeah. But, nice and sunny, so you got to take the good with the bad today.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have. Tell the listenership who haven't seen the photo we're going to take by the Toronto Tree after this great chat about your latest book. Tell the listenership about your T-shirt. Who's on your T-shirt there?
Well, just for you today, I wore, it's a T-shirt commemorating the great 1980s CBC TV show Seeing Things, starring Louis Del Grande. How this came to be was really, there's a guy in Kitchener who started making custom T-shirts using all kinds of classic CBC symbols and things like that. And I just happened to suggest to him, I think it would be great to do a Seeing Things T-shirt. So he made one for me.
Okay, I love it so much. You know your audience, right? You're like, oh, Toronto Mike will love this. And I told you before I pressed record that your homework, maybe on the drive back to Guelph, is you're going to listen to Ashley McIsaac making his Toronto Mike debut, because he tells this bizarre story of like buying an old convent from Louis Del Grande.
Oh, it wasn't just a house; it was a convent.
It's like a convent, yeah. Like it was some. So now there's
that raises all kinds of other questions.
Well, listen to me. Your next book, and I don't know if you have an idea for your next book. We're going to talk about the latest book, but your next book should be about Ashley McIsaac and possibly about him buying Louis Del Grande's convent in Nova Scotia.
All right. Well, if you can hook me up with them, we'll see what we can do.
Consider it done. So I want to remind the listenership who you are. You've been over a few times. And then we're really going to get into it, man. I loved your new book. Let me just shout it again. It's called That Gun in Your Hand, The Strange Saga of Hey Joe and Popular Music's History of Violence. So I loaded up a bunch of songs. I got questions. We're not going to read the book, obviously. Like this is a great book. So congrats. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Was it written like custom? Said this is like just like this T-shirt. This book is for Toronto Mike.
Well, I wasn't thinking of you specifically, but I think there is a type of dude who would definitely enjoy reading this book.
The Cam Gordons of the world, the Michael Barclays of the world, and I bring up Michael on purpose because people should remember that you co-wrote Have Not Been the Same with Michael.
That's correct.
That's a great book too.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the first book I had published. With Michael and Ian Jack. That was the first edition was 2001. So it's been a while.
Are you going to do anything for the 25th anniversary?
That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. We did do a 10th anniversary updated edition. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
Something to consider. But the last time, I believe this is the last time you visited, was it with Art Bergman? Is that the last time
it
you were
was?
here?
Yeah, that was the last time he was in town to play at the Horseshoe.
I saw him at that gig.
Yes, we were there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll tell you in a moment. I'll remind the listenership that you wrote The Longest Suicide, the authorized biography of Art Bergman. So that was the most recent book before this one on Hey Joe, right?
Correct. Yeah. Art's book came out in 2023. So yeah.
May I share with you now? I don't think this will even shock you, but that in-person episode of Art Bergman, because you had helped arrange the Zoom prior to that, but the in-person episode of Art Bergman, one of my favorite episodes of Toronto Mic'd of all time.
Yes, I remember you saying, Art.
True.
Art. He mentions that to me frequently as well.
Does he? Because I didn't know that. Like, so I always wondered, because Art does a million things. Does Art remember that at all? Like, does he have any fond memories of chatting me up in my South Etobicoke basement?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, he told me he had a great time down here, and it was a great interview. So, he's back out in Vancouver right now, doing well. So,
yeah, I follow him on social media, and he seems to be doing fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no word yet on any new music, but there's rumblings. So yeah, as soon as I hear anything, I'll be sharing it with people.
Well, speaking of rumblings, I had on Alan Zweig fairly recently. It might have been last month, and Alan Zweig teased a future film involving Art Bergman.
Yeah, that's correct too. Yeah.
I don't know he put that in the public domain, so I feel like we should anticipate some kind of an Alan Zweig documentary of sorts about art.
Well, I guess time
to make the announcement, Jason.
Well, no, I'm not going to say anything official, but I will say that I did meet with Alan probably around the same time he was here, and we had a filmed chat, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the movie, but yeah, there's definitely something happening.
Something is brewing, and I know Alan likes to remind me. Art said something very kind to me. He said something, and I don't think I'm paraphrasing even. You might know better than I do, but something like, he did say that was like, his episode with me was, he said, my favorite interview of all time. And then my assumption is he says that to everybody who interviews him, but Zweig doesn't think that's the case. But I do remember in the chat, I was playing a song he wrote about his wife who passed away.
Correct. Yeah.
And I remember, you were here, right? So he kind of rolled off against the wall. Do you remember this? Like, he left the table and he turned his head to me. And I guess it was obviously affecting him, remembering his wife who had passed away suddenly and far too soon. And I just remember that was like a first for this show, where somebody needed to kind of leave and spend some time alone. But I mean, he could have had as much space as he wanted and whatever. Like, I was just wondering, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like, am I triggering him somehow? Like, am I didn't know. But it all worked out in the end. But it was such a roller coaster of emotions in this chat I had with Art. And I just want to say thank you for making that happen.
Yeah, well, it's, I mean, if Art, I don't know if Art's listening. I doubt he is right now. But once this is posted, I'll make sure that he gets the good wishes.
Well, yeah, let Art know. And I loved his show at the Horseshoe.
Yes, yeah, that was fantastic.
Jeez, okay, you didn't know this was another 90 minutes on Art Bergman.
No, but it's well, that's the great thing about your show. I mean, there's as far as I know, there's no time limit. So
we're gonna set us up here again. I have a lot of music, and we're gonna cover a lot of ground, but I guess my first big question here before I play the first song here, I loaded a bunch of music up. This is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But what made you...
and you're not going to get in trouble, any YouTube copyright trouble.
I don't
with
care.
This. Okay, all right.
Like, I will. Yeah, I will. I will. I absolutely will. And I don't care. Like,
all right.
That's what I'm going to do. And don't wait, because the overwhelming majority of people who listen will hear it on the podcast, regardless of what YouTube's up to. But what made you write a book about Hey Joe?
Well, it really kind of goes back to the first time I played my dad's copy of Jimi Hendrix's Are You Experienced when I was about 10 years old. And it was one of those moments that, hopefully all of us get to experience when we're young, of just putting on a record and just time standing still, for 45 minutes or whatever. And Hey Joe, when that came on, was one of those songs that just got to me. And from that point on, as I, my musical range expanded, I would see, different versions of Hey Joe pop up by different artists. And looking at the credits, all of them seem to have different songwriting credits, which kind of got me intrigued.
Like
and
mysterious, right? You're like, this is mysterious.
Yeah, it's like, okay, who actually wrote this song?
Oh, and also, can I guess something that just happened to me that you assumed at first? I assumed at first, having heard the same album and the same song and loving it, I assumed it was a Jimi Hendrix song.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it all depends on how old you are.
For sure. I mean, that's an easy assumption to make. But looking at the credits to Are You Experienced, it says Hey Joe was written by a guy named Billy Roberts. So, as time went on, I, expected at some point I would find some information about Billy Roberts, but in this pre-internet age, there was nothing. There was no information about him anywhere.
Yeah, like that's not a name, unlike, All Along the Watchtower. It's like, oh, I know the guy who wrote this song.
Yeah.
Like, we all know the original of this song, but who the hell is Billy Roberts?
Yeah, exactly. And the most prominent thing about it was he never actually officially recorded Hey Joe himself. So there's no official recording of him doing it anywhere. So as just time went on, I would think about this periodically, who is this guy? It really kind of set me off on this mission, I guess, just to find out who he was and uncover some of the mystery.
So after the Art Bergman book, which was also great,
Thank you.
Was it just that, oh, this is something I've been noodling for decades now, I need to get this out, I need to find out who the hell is Billy Roberts and what is the deal with this song?
It was a little bit like that. Mainly just trying to, find a publisher who would be interested in letting me do this. And, thankfully, I worked with Anvil Press from Vancouver on Art's book. And once that came out, I pitched the Hey Joe idea to them. And, they were open to it. So that gave me, I'd already done a lot of, work on the manuscript and a lot of interviews, and that gave me another year and a bit to finish it, and it was a great experience.
Okay, firstly, my apologies to you. I just realized, I think I said you were from Guelph. Did I say you came from Guelph?
Yeah, Guelph. Well, no. Well, I did live in Guelph for quite a while.
Okay, because you came from Kitchener, right?
Yeah, Kitchener's where I'm back. Okay, back in my hometown. Yeah.
So you did at some point live in Guelph.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Did you ever drive here from Guelph?
I'm sure I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Only because I feel like I don't even remember what I said before I press record, except I feel like I said you had made the trek from Guelph, and I just want to correct the official public record here, because in the future, when somebody writes a book about you, they're going to hear me say that you came from Guelph, and they're going to say, this is unusual, I got to look into this. But you came from Kitchener, so there's my apologies. And also because I'm about to play the first song, and we're going to I have questions, and we're going to walk through some of this. But again, all FOTMs listening right now, if they want if you're into music history, just cool stories, That Gun in Your Hand was a great read. It's kind of I was just reading it, all these fun facts and these mind blows and who the hell is Billy Roberts and finding out more about him and all this. And I have and I have loaded up for later a recording somebody actually made of Billy in Vancouver, which we're going to hear that you talk about in your book. All this stuff. It's called That Gun in Your Hand, The Strange Saga of Hey Joe and Popular Music's History of Violence. So much ground I got to cover with so much music, but I want to let you pop that, pun intended. Okay. It's called Hop Pop from Great Lakes Brewery.
Ooh, nice.
Now, that is the coffee-flavored Hop Pop. So I know a lot of listeners, they're into the Hop Pop. There's no alcohol in the Hop Pop. That's the coffee-flavored. I need a review. Troy Birch was here earlier today, and he tells me it's amazing. How is it?
Well, I can honestly say I've never had anything like this before. Yeah, it's like...
unique.
Coffee-flavored soda.
Like hoppy, like that's so there's no alcohol in there, but okay, you can buy this at Great Lakes. So I want to just say I am sending you home back to Kitchener, not Guelph, back to Kitchener with some fresh craft beer from Great Lakes Brewery.
Awesome.
That's yours, buddy.
Thank you, Mike.
And I'm also sending you home. I feel like I need to have a drum roll or something, but I have in my freezer upstairs a large beef lasagna courtesy of Palma Pasta. You're going to be eating well, my friend.
It's worth the trip.
It's worth the drive to South Etobicoke?
Yes, absolutely.
The old Hyde House is gone, right?
That's what I heard, yeah.
I
as
heard,
far as I know.
Because I actually had my mom's aunt, what is that, a great aunt? I had a great aunt who lived, basically she took care of the priest in Acton. Like, so she would live with the priest and Giant St. Bernard. There's a whole book we could write about this actually. But I used to go to Acton on the reg, and the old Hyde House was like a big deal in Acton. It was worth the drive.
Well, I know you did the Consumers Distributing episode this week, so maybe an old Hyde House deep dive is...
I need somebody who worked at the old Hyde House to be my special guest. That Consumers Distributing ep is going to win me a Pulitzer. It's amazing.
I hope so.
It's like, who is it? Somebody pointed out it's since the Enron documentary, and you learned about, what's it called, the smartest people in the room or something, that Enron doc, and the mind blows and you can't believe it, the corruption and everything, this is the next one, man. This Consumers Distributing deep dive I did. I urge everybody to pause this, go listen to that, and get your asses back here. Okay. So I have a measuring tape for you from Ridley Funeral Home.
Okay.
I have some advice for you, which is to go to recyclemyelectronics.ca to find out where you can drop off your old electronics, old cables, old devices so they can be properly recycled, and we can keep the chemicals out of our landfill. So that's a pro tip for you.
Love it.
And a thank you to Nick Iones from Fusion Corp. He will actually be here tomorrow morning, and we're going to have a chat. But he stepped up to help fuel the real talk. We're talking cutting checks here. You know how hard it is to fuel your passion projects with... great people like Nick Iones, and I want to say thank you to Nick in person. I'll save that for tomorrow. But here we go. The first song on our guided tour of some of these highlights that I noted here. And Jason doesn't know what I'm going to play, so part of the fun is surprising him.
There have been many songs written about the eternal triangle. This next one tells the story of a Mr. Grayson, a beautiful woman, and a condemned man named Tom Dooley. When the sun rises tomorrow, Tom Dooley must hang. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley, poor boy, you're bound to die. I met her on the mountain, there I took her life. Met her on the mountain, stabbed her with my knife.
Stabbed her with my knife, he said? What's great. Please, who are we listening to here, Jason?
Well, I'm assuming it's the Kingston Trio. Yes, this was if people can believe it, this was a big hit.
Number one.
It was a number one hit in the 1950s, yeah.
So I had these golden oldies cassettes, and it had Tom Dooley. I was pretty young. I was really into 50s and early 60s, golden oldies stuff. And I loved this song, but I don't think I ever stopped to consider what it was about. But it's unbelievable that this song is about Tom Dooley.
It's about a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I wanted to take the story of Hey Joe, was to bring it back to the the murder ballads of the early 20th century. Back to really the beginnings of recorded music. These were the songs that were among the first music to be recorded in America. So, yeah.
Well, America's got a very violent history.
Yes. Well, yes. I don't think we need to.
We can still see that today.
Actually,
yes. They all got. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, this a slight digression, but I don't know if you caught any of that new Ken Burns documentary on the American Revolution, but
not yet. But I do enjoy Ken Burns.
Man, the violence in that was just unbelievable. I mean, to the thought of even like living during that period is just incredible that people survived from day to day.
Well, every once in a while there'll be a historical discussion on the differences between Canadians and Americans, and it all comes back to the history and a couple of obvious facts, which is one. We literally, I guess we went to the Queen Victoria, I believe it was. I don't know, but we went to the Queen and just said, hey, please, ma'am, may we be independent now? And then she signs a document. Like, that's our history. Mm-hmm. And theirs is the bloody Revolutionary War where they, you know what I mean? So they're right there and okay, that's different. And then the other thing to consider is what's the bloodiest war in U.S. history? Probably the Civil War.
Yeah.
So America versus America, we have we had a referendum or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so the fact that Americans are so adamant that they have the right to bear arms and everything, the British are going to show up and try to take them back, and we got to be ready to defend ourselves. Like, no wonder our cultures are so radically different.
Yeah, and that's I mean, I don't really get too deep into that and into the book, but I mean,
no, we're writing your next book right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the post Civil War era when Western expansion really got underway. The genocide of Native peoples. We can go on and on.
We can go on and on. So you're telling me, and it's in your book, of course, but this Kingston Trio, Tom Dooley, is an example of a song about violence. But that not only is a piece of popular music, but goes to number 1 on the Billboard charts.
Yeah, correct. And well, yeah, I should probably just add too that it is purportedly based on a true story of an actual murder, and one of the connections I draw with a lot of these songs is that during that period in the early 20th century, a lot of these songs serve the same role as kind of true crime podcasts do today. With people have always had a fascination with these sorts of crimes, and one of the main ways they heard about them was through records. So yeah.
Can I play another big number 1 hit for you?
Absolutely.
The night was clear and the moon was yellow and the leaves came tumbling down. I was standing on the corner when I heard my bulldog bark. He was barking at the 2 men who were gambling in the dark. It was Stagger Lee and Billy, 2 men who gambled late. Stagger Lee threw 7, Billy swore that he threw 8. Stagger Lee told Billy, I can't let you go with that. You've won all my money in my brand new Stetson hat. Stagger Lee went home.
Stagger Lee. Who the hell was Stagger Lee?
Evidently a real life character. The late 1800s in St. Louis. He was a pimp basically, and part of a network of underworld characters back then. And the legend goes, as the song lays out, he was in a saloon one night. talking to an associate named Billy Lyons. They got into an argument, and Billy grabbed Stagger's Stetson hat. And Stagger shot him.
Who would have thought all these number one jams that have a good, you could dance to this. It's got a good beat going on here. I feel like Dick Clark here. Happy New Year's, everybody. But
yeah, well, this version by Lloyd Price, I mean, it came, many years after a lot of other early kind of, well, this really kind of became a New Orleans standard in the early century. And it was written basically in the immediate aftermath of the crime. A lot of these saloon piano players in St. Louis, they would just make up these songs based on current events, and that was the case with Stagger Lee.
Well, that was our social media back then.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, now we're going to get closer to Billy Roberts, and of course, and the version everybody hears first, which is Jimi Hendrix. We're going to get closer, but here, again, Jason has no idea what songs I'm going to play here, so he gets to find out when you find out. Here we go.
Baby, what you gonna do in town? Baby, what you gonna do in town? I'm gonna sit at a bar with my feet tucked in, drinking all the beer and whiskey and gin, and I'm looking at the young man always hanging round. Looking at the young man always hanging round. Baby, what you gonna do in town? Baby, what you gonna do in town? I'm gonna talk to those young men very soon, all tonight till tomorrow noon, and tell them how my man, he puts me down. Tell him how my man, he really puts me down. Baby, please don't go to town. Baby, please don't go to town. 'Cause when you're flirting and full of gin, one of those boys is gonna do you in, and your man, he won't be around. Your old man, he won't be around.
These songs are so short, I can just play the whole damn thing here because I didn't know that song. I didn't know of that song until your book.
Yeah, most people did. Even I didn't really, and I'm really glad you played that. That was an artist named Niella Miller, and the song that's one of her original songs called "Baby Please Don't Go to Town," and this is kind of where the story of Hey Joe. I mean, there's a lot of confusion, right off the bat with it, because Billy Roberts, once he came to Greenwich, he was really originally from South Carolina, and he came to Greenwich Village at the start of 1960, almost exactly 1 year before Bob Dylan came from Minnesota. And he was a folk singer and wanted to check out the scene in Greenwich Village, which was kind of the center of folk music at that time. And he met Niella, and they moved in together. And her song, if people with close ears could hear, the chord progression, the lyrical structure, it bears a lot of similarities to Hey Joe. So in your book, you when you're mentioning basically they're dating, they're living together, and this song, we should be very clear, this song that by Niella Miller predates Hey Joe, right? So it, without a doubt, there's similarities and inspiration there, but no songwriting credit ever is given to Niella Miller. No, and well, the reason for that partly is at that point in time in the folk music scene, most of the artists, especially in Greenwich Village, they really adhered to, the concept of the oral folk tradition where songs were just free for anybody. And, if you happen to write a song that somebody else felt, was good enough to perform, that was considered a badge of honor. Nobody really put any thought into copywriting anything or even making records. One of the great interviews I did in the book was with the late Richie Havens, who he came right out and said it, that nobody at that time even wanted to make records. That was considered a hassle. So the whole argument of, well, did Billy Roberts steal Hey Joe from the Ellis song? Yeah, sure, there's definitely similarities, but that was a time when that was just common practice.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a little more about Billy Roberts. So you mentioned Billy Roberts, folk singer, playing in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you point this out in your book. In 1964, the Driftwood Singers, which consisted of Billy Roberts, who we're going to talk quite a bit about here now, Lynn Shepherd, and Steve Lalore, they came from Seattle and played the Bunkhouse Coffee House and the Ark Coffee House in Vancouver. So there's a little Canadian connection here. And then in 1965, Billy Roberts played a solo gig at the Ark, and a guy named Doug Geisman.
Yeah, I believe that's how you pronounce
Let's go
his
with
name.
Geisman.
Yeah,
Okay, so Doug Geisman, he records a bunch, like he this is in the 60s, everybody. He records 13 songs by, Billy, including the jam that inspired your book, Hey Joe. And I have, I didn't do anything special. I found it on YouTube, but I digitized this cassette tape, but we have that recording. Maybe now is a good time to actually listen to the recording of Hey Joe.
Yeah, I'll just preface it by saying that, by the time this recording is made, Billy had made a couple demos of it, but most crucially, on his way out west, he'd spent some time in the Washington D.C. folk music scene, and while he was there, it just struck him one day to go to the Library of Congress and copyright Hey Joe. So by this time, I mean, the whole ownership confusion hadn't been sorted out yet, but Billy did have a copyright on the song by the time. But you say so happened.
These demos were never released though, right? Like we don't have a studio version of Billy Roberts singing Hey Joe, right?
No.
Like is this the best we have?
Yeah, I mean there's a couple other of his demos floating around on YouTube, but this recording that Doug Geisman made is by far the best quality. And
of course, this is Vancouver, BC. This was recorded there in March 1965. So let's just listen to Billy Roberts singing Hey Joe, and then we could get back to some of the confusion that you helped iron out here.
Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand? Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand? Chasing my woman, she ran off with another man. Going downtown and buy me a 44. Going downtown, buy me a 44. I get through, that woman, she won't run no more. Hey Joe, what are you gonna do? Hey Joe, what are you gonna do? Take my pistol and kill her before I'm through.
It's interesting, if you only know the Jimi Hendrix cover of Hey Joe, this version sounds a lot more like the Neil Miller song, Don't Go to Town.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it's great again to hear these back to back. I mean, you can definitely hear the similarities.
But I mean, again, so much detail, so many great stories. We really learn about this mysterious figure. But did Billy Roberts, did he write Hey Joe?
He did. Yeah. I mean, as the song exists, as we know it, he did. But as you can hear, through his version, there were, lyrical change. He was pretty free with the lyrics. But where the story kind of takes a turn around this period was there was another guy who Billy knew in New York who went by the name of Dino Valenti. And he was actually a much more colorful character than Billy was, and probably a lot more influential on a lot of artists during that period. So yeah, Billy and Dino became friends, and naturally they would swap songs, and Dino began playing Hey Joe himself, doing his own versions of it. And sometime in 1963, I believe, a young kid, folk singer from LA, happened to stop by New York, a kid named David Crosby, and he became close friends with Dino, and he learned Hey Joe through Dino, brought it back to LA, began playing it in his folk performances, and in no time he had formed a band called the Byrds, and I think we're going to hear the Byrds version right now.
Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand? I'm gonna find my woman, she's running around with some other man. Gonna go downtown, buy me blue steel 44. I'm gonna go downtown, gonna buy me a blue steel 44. When I find my woman, she's not gonna run anymore. Hey Joe, I hear you shot your woman dead. Hey Joe, I hear you shot your woman dead. Yes, I did, I found them both in the same damn bed. Hey Joe, where are you gonna go? Oh, hey Joe, where are you gonna go? I guess I go to my
And David Crosby had to convince the other members of the Byrds to cover this, right? Like, this was like a Crosby's insistence.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the kind of song that, naturally fit into what the other members wanted to do. Roger McGuinn, Gene Clark being the other principal, members. So, but at the same time, by all accounts, this was one of the Byrds' most popular early live numbers. You can almost hear from the beat. You can picture the teeny boppers dancing to it on Shindig or whatever. But they were the Byrds actually weren't the first band to record it. It was just prior to them. There was another LA band called the Leaves who have the honor of actually being the first band to record it. Oh, we're gonna flow right into it.
Did it piss off Crosby that the Leaves snuck in the back door and got him?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would imagine it probably, perturbed him slightly, but yeah, the incredible thing is, after the Leaves version came out, Hey Joe became just this phenomenon within the LA scene. It seemed like every band in LA had to record the song, and nobody knew who wrote it. So some versions credit Dino Valenti. He actually signed a publishing deal in order to raise money to get himself out of prison on a drug charge. And that finally led to, Billy Roberts realizing that, hey, maybe I'd better, do some business here and make sure that I get credit for this song. So during this period of, 18 months maybe between 1965 and 1966, literally dozens of versions of Hey Joe came out by, garage bands all across America.
Who wrote the foreword for your book?
An amazing guy named Lenny Kaye, who a lot of people will know as Patti Smith's longtime collaborator and guitarist, but he also is... He's probably the first garage rock aficionado. He's famous for putting together the original Nuggets compilation for Elektra Records in the early 70s. And getting him to contribute to the book was just a dream come true.
I think it's a dream come true for me to be playing these jams and talking to you about this fascinating song.
Yeah, this is fun, man. You're on the you're on the mix. You got the mix happening.
Absolutely. I'm going to play a different 60s cover in a moment and ask you about that because you covered it in your book. But actually, I'm going to do it right now. Why not? It's my show. I can do what I want. You can't stop me.
Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand? Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand? I'm gonna go downtown, buy a blue steel 44. I'm gonna go downtown, buy a blue steel 44. Hey Joe, where you going, that gun in your hand? Hey Joe, where you going, that gun in your hand? I'm gonna shoot my woman, I caught her with another man.
See, now I can hear Hendrix's version.
Yes, yeah, we're getting closer now. So this is a version by a guy named Tim Rose, who and this is where the story really takes a completely unexpected turn, because while all these garage rock versions were being recorded on the West Coast, Tim Rose was on the East Coast, and he claimed that he had never heard any other version of it until he heard another of his Greenwich Village compadres play the song for him, and he just took it upon himself to create his own arrangement for it. And as you can hear, he definitely made it a lot bluesier, and this became the version that really most directly influenced Jimi Hendrix.
So do we know how Jimmy comes to hear Tim Rose's cover of Hey Joe?
Yeah, we do, and it's another mind-boggling kind of.
Well, your book's full of mind-boggling shit, Jason. So we're giving people like a taste, and then they got to get this book for the music fan in their life.
Okay. Well, let me set the scene then. So it's the summer of 1966.
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is in New York and playing around Greenwich Village. He's just made the final decision not to back up R&B artists anymore, which is what he'd been doing for the past few years, playing with people like Little Richard and Wilson Pickett and stuff like that. So he's really set on doing his own thing. He's getting gigs around the village, and one night he's playing in a club, and a woman named Linda Keith, who was a British model, and at the time was the girlfriend of Keith Richards. Yeah, we have to make sure we get Linda Keith and Keith Richards completely
Although at the time
separated.
it was Keith Richard.
True. Okay, yeah.
It's not like 'cause I just watched the Gimme Shelter.
Yeah, that's right. That's a whole other story. But anyway, the Rolling Stones are on tour, and Linda Keith is in New York doing some modeling work and waiting for the tour to be over. And she sees Jimi Hendrix playing in this club, and as anyone would, she immediately falls in love with him.
Of course.
And, just sort of sets about trying to do whatever she can to, give him a break. Oddly enough, no one in the Stones camp is really interested in helping out. But then she bumps into another of her, British connections, guy named Chaz Chandler, who's the bass player in the Animals. And he was in...
And they know how to cover a traditional song.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And they were, they were on tour at the same time. And Chaz told Linda that he'd already informed the band he was intending to leave. He wanted to move into doing record production and management. And he said specifically that he wanted to find someone who could cover Tim Rose's version of Hey Joe because he was convinced it would be a hit in England. So when Linda Keith heard this, her immediate reaction was, well, have I got a guy for you?
Yeah.
And
she wasn't kidding.
She wasn't kidding. So,
So Linda Keith
mm-hmm.
Connects Hendrix with not only with Hey Joe, but with that specific version that we just listened to.
That's right. Yeah. And so the story that Chaz Chandler always told was, after Linda Keith told him to, he had to go see Jimmy at the Cafe Wah on such and such a day, that, as soon as Chaz walked into the club, the first song he heard Jimmy do was Hey Joe. Now, whether, Linda specifically orchestrated all that, I'm working under the assumption that she did, because at the time, Jimmy had no money. He couldn't buy records or anything like that. So, my theory that I'm pretty confident in saying is that, Linda told Jimmy about Chaz's scheme and said, okay, you got to learn this song, Hey Joe, and make sure you play it as soon as you see him walk in the club. So that's what happened, and Chaz was immediately sold, and in just a matter of weeks, he brought Jimmy back to England with him. They'd formed a new band, The Experience, and they were in the studio recording Hey Joe, which was Jimmy's first time singing in a professional studio.
Oh, geez. Like, give me another copy of this book, and I'm going to read it again. My goodness, there's so much ground to cover here. Very soon, I feel like we made the listenership wait almost 50 minutes before we played some of Jimi Hendrix's Hey Joe, which everybody's pretty much, I'd say, safe to say, everybody's first exposure to Hey Joe is through Jimi Hendrix. But now, you know what? Let's do it now. Like, I feel like why drag it out? So. We won't play the whole thing because Jimmy's version goes about 3.5 minutes. But I guess before I press play on this, I'm curious because I've heard the song a million times in my life. I love Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. But so he's got his gun and he's going to go shoot his old lady because he caught her messing around with another man. But we don't know he murders her, right? Like there's nothing in the song to say there's a body or whatever, right?
Well, technically no. Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of open in the sense that he's got intent to kill and he's going to go take it, but we don't know he kills her.
Yeah, all we have is we do have his word. He does tell his friend. His friend asks him. I'm
going to shoot my old lady.
Yeah, and he basically Joe basically does admit the crime in the song. So then the question becomes, well, then where are you going to go? And Joe's answer is down to Mexico. So.
Okay, yeah, so he's got a plan, and this narrator of Hey Joe is this bystander, right? So it's just somebody who bumps into the guy who's gonna do the killing.
That's right.
We're gonna play Jimmy. We're gonna chat a little more, But I have other songs. So some of them you mentioned, some of them you didn't. But just some other like murderous jams that we all kind of love.
All right.
Like I kind of like this idea. In fact, like I do this monthly toast thing. I think a good topic for toast would be like killer jams. I just got to check and see. Maybe I've done this before. It's possible I've done it before, but I kind of like this idea of like murderous jams or something like that. But here is the big one.
Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey Joe, I said where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know I caught her messing around with another man. I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know I caught her messing around with another man. And that ain't too cool. Hey Joe, I heard you shot your woman down. You shot her down now. Hey Joe, I heard you shot your lady down. You shot her down to the ground. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, he's admitting it right here. Okay, okay.
You know I caught her messing around
So
town.
yes, I shot her. Okay. It's a confession.
Yes, I did. I shot her.
He's adamant.
You know I caught my old lady messing around town. And I gave her the gun. I shot her.
I shot. What a great song.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you know, it's well. The amazing thing about it, I mean, structurally, you know, the chord progression is this thing known as the circle of fifths, which, you know, people who know basically blues songs and folk songs have 3 chords, but the way and again, I tie this back to Niella Miller's song because she used the circle of fifths. It, you know, adding those 2 extra chords, it really adds this whole new dimension where, you know, the whole song never seems to resolve itself. It just kind of keeps repeating over and over. And also the fact that it doesn't have a chorus, like, you know, you just have to sort of roll with the story, and that I feel just draws the listener in.
And it's a
even
great
more.
true crime story, which
It is, yeah.
we know from the podcasting world is always just always hot, but yeah. And then yeah, where are you going? Yeah, I'm going to Mexico. Okay. Jeez.
I'm going way down south.
Oh, and that bass line, that goes back to the Leaves version, the bass line. So Jimmy really, he really kind of, you know, combined, you know, the Tim Rose version and the LA version in a brilliant way.
Absolutely. And am I right that the UK version of this album doesn't include Hey Joe? Like
No, because it was released as a single originally,
Right.
and then back then, you know, that was kind of the policy in the UK where, you know, bands would release singles and then, you know, the album would just kind of be like an afterthought. So,
Right.
so yeah, it didn't appear on the UK. Are You Experienced?
Okay, it was sure on the version I had.
Yeah, that was the US version that came out later in 1967.
Okay, so we finally got to Hendrix, but now just really, I'm not going to do it. Just like 20 seconds of the Billy Roberts and then 20 seconds of Niella Miller, just so you can hear this compare one last time here.
Hey Joe, where you going with that money in your hand?
Gun in your hand is better.
Yeah, yeah, I always thought
Hey
so
Joe,
too.
where you going with that money in your hand?
we're gonna another few seconds. We're gonna fade it down.
Chasing my woman, she ran off with another man.
So keep in mind, this man, Billy Roberts, who writes this great song that would eventually
Going downtown,
be covered by Jimi Hendrix, he was living with
44.
the woman who wrote this song.
Baby, what you gonna do in town? Baby, what you gonna do in town?
I'm no musicologist, okay, Jason, you know this. And again, if you only know the Jimi Hendrix version, you could be like, oh yeah, that I could see some similarities, some commonalities. But when you play the Billy Roberts version and the Neela Miller version of her song, Don't Go to Town here, too close for comfort.
Yeah, I would say so. But you know, part of the story again is that, you know, this was an era really before, you know, singer-songwriters realized the importance of publishing, song publishing. And you know, Bob Dylan really changed the game with all of that. You know, once he really began making an impact and having other people cover his songs, you know, that's when people started realizing, oh, okay, this is how you make money.
Right.
You know, you write songs and get other people to cover them.
But Billy Roberts, as your book, you know, your book has got information on Billy Roberts that didn't exist in the public realm until now.
No, and that's something I'm really proud of, and I really wanted to find as much, you know.
Like, he's so obscure.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I ended up going back to like South Carolina census data from the 1930s just to confirm his birthplace, and you know where his parents worked and all that. Yeah, it was a great adventure.
Absolutely. So, you know, learn things about Billy Roberts we simply didn't know. He's an obscure singer. Like, where did that come from? Yeah, he wrote Hey Joe. It's like, where did that come from? And your book ties it all nicely together. What do you think about me just playing some other songs?
Yeah, well, I guess we've really kind of covered. Well, now that
I didn't want to read the book because there's so much in the book and it's so rich. But I thought, like, give a little arc as to some of the mysteries and some of the what's fascinating about this song.
Yeah, well, I kind of structured the book, you know, in two parts, and you know, the first part we've basically covered now, which is, you know, starting at Murder Ballads and then bringing it up to Jimmy, and then, you know, the second half of the book really is everything kind of post Jimmy, where, you know, how Hey Joe had this really incredible afterlife of so many other diverse artists covering it right up until, you know, the past decade. So.
Well, yeah, okay, absolutely. Some great covers out there. Some of them I pulled, but these won't be covers of Hey Joe so much as different murder songs. So I pulled this song. This woman only needs one name to introduce her, but this woman did cover Hey Joe, and it's pretty bad. Like, it's not a good cover of Hey Joe, but this is a different song. It's funny because yesterday I was walking with my wife, and she said something. She was in these new boots she's got for winter, and she said, "These boots aren't made for walking," is what she said. And then I said, Nancy Sinatra does a great cover of Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down, because it's in Kill Bill, for God's sakes.
That's right, yeah.
And it's amazing. But let me play this.
Black and I wore white, he would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang.
Okay, so Cher, this is obviously Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down. I prefer the Nancy Sinatra, actually. But the cover of Cher's cover of Hey Joe might be the highest charting version of that song.
Yeah, I'd have to double check that.
But it's no good.
Well, yeah, she recorded it after Jimmy's became popular. So, yeah, I didn't really get too deep into Cher's version because there's nothing really.
It's flat, right?
Yeah, there's nothing really spectacular about it. But yeah, but the fact that her as a woman recorded the song,
right,
kind of that sort of set a new standard for it.
Her hairstylist in the early 70s and through much of the 70s is a gentleman who's been on the show named Gary Chowan.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Gary Chowan?
I don't know him, but yeah, I think I remember seeing
Gary
that.
Chowan cutting Cher's hair. This guy, I saw him this summer. I love this guy. I got to play this jam. Sit with me while we do 9.5 minutes of this song. You don't mind, right? You got nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is this is obviously one of my favorites. But
you want to talk it up and hit the post? We got.
Well, we might,
here.
We might just blast till the first verse, maybe. But
yeah.
On my side, I'll be on your side, baby. There is no reason for you to hide. It's so hard for me staying here all alone when you could be taking me for a ride. Yeah. She could drag me over the rainbow, send me away. Down by the river, I shot my baby. Down by the river.
Great song.
yeah, and yeah, so this came out. So yeah, Down by the River came out in 1969, and by this time, America again. Waves of violence just around the nation, riots, race riots, anti-war protests, all kinds of various terrorist activities. This was a violent period in America. So this rise in songs dealing with gun violence, it was a thing, and yeah.
Yeah, well, he also sang Ohio.
Yeah.
The Kent State. 4 Dead in Ohio. And I think this is true because I've always been told this is true, and you're going to devastate me now by telling me this is an urban legend, but he wrote this in Cinnamon Girl while he was feverish with the flu or something. You've heard this, right?
Yeah, no, I think he wrote that in the liner notes to Decade.
Like, so
Yeah.
Cinnamon Girl and Down by the River.
And I think Cowgirl in the Sand. I think all three of those.
Okay.
He wrote, I think he wrote them all on the same day while he
What
was...
a fever. That is the
Yeah.
best fever in the history of rock music, right?
I would stake that claim, yeah.
Wow. Okay, Neil, we know you got 6.5 minutes more to go, but I want to get to another legend, if you don't mind.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Oh no, oh. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, all around in my old town, they're trying to track me down. Yeah, they say they want to
I love it. He's like, I didn't kill that deputy. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't kill that deputy.
Yeah. Well, what I found interesting that I didn't know about, that apparently Bob's original intention for the song was to actually say that he killed a cop. And he was advised that, maybe being that specific is probably not a good idea. So let's make it a sheriff. That's not really something that, that's more cowboy days.
I was gonna say, I watched Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, it's not cowboy days. It was happening in Hazard County.
Okay.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Now I'm just trying to picture Bob Marley on the Dukes of Hazzard. And it's not a pretty picture. Anyway.
Well, Bob doesn't pass till 1980, so it's possible he watched the Dukes of Hazzard.
I guess it's possible, yeah.
It's possible. So, okay, shout out to Eric Clapton. We'll keep the Bob Marley version if that's okay. But so you got Bob Marley. Are you telling me Bob Marley not a cop killer? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, no, I just think he was advised not to specifically say that he killed a cop, but no, I mean, this is the chapter. Yeah, I do.
This record is dedicated to some personal friends of mine.
Oh, thank you.
The LAPD. For every cop that has ever taken advantage of somebody, beat them down or hurt them because they got long hair, listened to the wrong kind of music, wrong color, whatever they thought was the reason to do it. For every one of those fucking police, I'd like to take a pig out here in this parking lot and shoot them in their motherfucking face.
I do not endorse that message. I do not. I want to be specifically clear. But I do write about, kind of this evolution, I guess, from the outlaw aesthetic in reggae, and how that kind of led into the gangster rap phenomenon in the 1980s.
Well, you spend some time with Ice-T. Am I right that Ice-T also has a cover of Hey Joe?
Yeah, it was his metal band, Body Count. They recorded it.
Well, this is Body Count.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they recorded Hey Joe for Jimi Hendrix tribute album called Stone Free.
But I'm glad we spend some time in your book talking about Ice-T, because, of course, he has the song Colors from the movie Colors.
Yeah.
And then what I remember, 6 in the Morning.
Yeah.
And then I remember on the original Gangster album, I was a big Ice-T head, okay, so I owned all these discs. But I remember he had a song called Midnight, which was like a sequel to 6 in the Morning, Midnight Chillin', and it had a Led Zeppelin, no, Black Sabbath. The song Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath was like sampled in the background, and it was really heavy and dark and cool, but not that I condone this violence either, Jason. You know that. It's just art. I'm just listening to art, not Art Bergman, but Ice-T. But this song, Cop Killer, you and I remember the media hype around the fact that Ice-T's Body Count released Cop Killer. Yeah,
and I think again this was a turning point in sort of how music was sort of perceived as, the influence again on society, taking this step to actually make a statement about killing police officers is no one had ever done anything close to that before. So yeah, it's
what's that, Jason? Oh, no, that's not Jason.
Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Yeah! Cop killer! Let it do to me! I'm a cop killer!
That aforementioned album, Original Gangster, I think it was called, definitely had OG Original Gangster on it. But that album, I used to dig it. But at the end of that, he kind of introduces Body Count. He had a song called Body Count by his new, punk, thrash, whatever metal band.
Yeah, I think they debuted on the first Lollapalooza tour, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see that one, but I remember, Exhibition Stadium.
Wow. And of course, Ice-T would record the Original Gangster song for the movie. No, what was the movie? He played a cop in the movie way before Law and Order stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now you're putting me on the spot.
Well, now because that's embarrassing, so I have to go now quickly to New Jack City. It just hit my head.
Okay.
I didn't Google it,
Yeah,
everybody. It came off the top of my head. So he recorded the song New Jack City, New Jack Hustler, New Jack Hustler. So he had that jam from the criminal's perspective or whatever. But in that movie, he plays a cop. And that sort of sets the ground for the fact that this guy who sings Cop Killer right now in the background, he's going to play a cop on Law and Order for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So there you go, Jason. You can write a book about that. Okay, this is one more, not covered in your book, but this is a song from like the, I guess the mid-90s that I always liked. I've always been kind of into the 90s alt-rock, but I always liked this song. I'll let it start now because it's, we'll let Ice-T wrap up there. So I'll let it brew in the background. Oh. Do you know the song?
Decide
give it a moment here.
with me around the lake tonight. Around the lake tonight by my side. By my side. I'm not gonna lie. I'll not be a gentleman behind the boathouse. I'll show you my dark secret.
Bring it down for a moment to say that I always liked it because I think I like these darker songs with these darker themes.
Yeah, well, I gotta admit, I'm drawing a blank on this.
Okay, so I'm going to help you out with that. So this is a band called The Toadies.
Oh,
And this is their big jam, Possum Kingdom, which tells the story over the next few minutes in great detail, and I might turn it up again at the end. But a serial killer in some place called Possum Kingdom, like, rapes his victims. It's really, like, dark and criminal, and...
But you can dance to it.
You can dance to it. It's a heavy, cool track with a terribly dark themes, but sort of in line with the spirit of Hey Joe.
Yeah, no, it's I can't deny that for sure. It's,
I'm gonna say 94 is when and it would be played on CFNY at the time, 102.1 The Edge, and you can dance to it. So we're gonna play this. Do you have any idea what your next book is about?
Well, funny you should ask. I have also recently had my second novel published, which is called The City Knows.
This is fiction?
Yeah, that novels are fiction. So.
I'm an English major from UT, okay? I was just wondering if you knew that.
Right. No, but this was actually something I've been working on I started about 20 years ago. And
wow.
Yeah, and just going through many, many drafts. And I was fortunate to hook up with a publisher in San Francisco last year who became interested in the story, and we finally whipped it into shape. And it's called The City Knows. It's published by Montag Press, and this is only kind of still recently, so I'll be talking more about it in the new year. But thank you. Yeah,
you're multi-talented,
Thank you.
Not just telling these true stories, but you can tell a creative, assembled story.
Yeah, but I guess to further answer your question, doing all this stuff with the Hey Joe book, it has gotten me more interested in crime fiction, and I think that might be something I might.
Oh, maybe your next book's about Possum Kingdom, because this is a true story apparently.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll have to look into that.
I like this part here. Hold on, Jeff. Nice and dark.
Do you wanna die?
Thank you for letting me finish that song because I was digging it. So
Well, I could tell.
you have to let me dig it. I dig that song. So your book is called "That Gun in Your Hand: The Strange Saga of Hey Joe and Popular Music's History of Violence." How would you like somebody to pick this up if they're going to pick it up for the music fan in their life this holiday season?
Well, it's published by Anvil Press in Vancouver, so you can order it directly through them on their website.
And I'll link to that website on the permalink on torontomike.com.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I link to that.
And yeah, if you prefer Amazon, you can get it from there. And if you have a great bookstore in your community, you can always ask them for it, and they can get it for you.
Okay, and we're going to close with Hey Joe, a cover. I'm going to play some of it, and I want your honest review of this cover. Okay, I feel like you're now the definitive expert when it comes to Hey Joe covers.
Well, I hope I am.
Okay, well, let's listen to this one. Are you familiar with this cover?
Absolutely. Well, the last chapter of the book is kind of dedicated to Nick Cave's version and this version by Charlotte Gainsbourg in collaboration with Beck, which sort of became the perfect way to sort of tie up the whole story. She recorded this for a film she starred in called Nymphomaniac by Lars von Trier, and part of the stipulation of her being starring in the movie, her character is named Joe, and Lars von Trier actually he insisted that she record the song for the soundtrack. So yeah, the movie it's a little too complicated to.
His movies are like that.
Yeah.
Was it Bjork was in this? I know this director, and these are some wild movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what makes it interesting again, having Charlotte Gainsbourg sing it flips the story on its head. Having a woman be the killer, and which is part of what the movie's based on as well. But yeah, this actually, I tried to, in this last chapter of the book, expand the range of the story to show how, this was part of, women kind of taking back the power, and, a lot of the, revenge, female revenge fantasy, waves started happening around that time. And, we could see that, Tarantino's Kill Bill, he's re-releasing that. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, all kinds of other examples. So, yeah, Hey Joe sort of morphed into, something that women could take part in as well.
Love it. And so what is your final, review of this cover?
My final review. Well,
you don't have to give it out of 10 stars or whatever, but what do you think of this cover?
Charlotte's version specifically. Oh yeah, and I mean it's definitely in my top 5. Yeah, it's
Like, do you have a top 5? Like, could you ring off a top 5?
yeah, I could actually. Well, Jimmy's version aside, I think my favorites would be Lee Moses's version, great Southern Soul version recorded in the early 70s. Patti Smith's version, that's essential. This version by Charlotte, for sure. And then one I was maybe expecting you to play was one of the last versions I kind of stumbled upon. It was by this Japanese band called the Golden Cups, and they were the house band in a bar on a U.S. Army base in Japan in the mid '60s. So they learned all of their repertoire through Armed Forces Radio, and their version of Hey Joe is just, it's bonkers. It is at the right speed.
Hey, Joe, where you gonna go? Hey, Joe, tell me now where you gonna go? Going downtown, going to buy me guns, yeah. Going downtown, going to buy me guns, yeah. Hey, Joe, where you going? A gun in your hand now. Hey, Joe, tell me now where you gonna gun in your hand? Gonna shoot this guy while he damn flirting my girlfriend now. Might have your boat now. Put a foot on me.
The Golden Cups.
Yeah. I think that was actually the name of the bar, so they just used that as their name as well. The Golden Cup, and then the Golden Cups.
Well, Jason, I love this very much. Like, this was a thrill for me.
Yeah, no, thanks, Mike. No, this was a blast. I mean, just getting to play the songs, just to give people a better understanding of what this is all about. Yeah, that's fantastic.
But the book is so rich and dense and full of fun facts and mind blows, and learn more about Billy there. And I urge people to pick up your book, and I love it, and I can't wait to talk about your next book. Before we do our official goodbyes, though, I want to remind the listenership that it is the holiday season, okay? This is December 11th here, and retrofestive.ca is where you can go for not just pop culture stuff, but Christmas stuff. They have a store in Oakville, and tomorrow is, and I hope I get this right, December 12th, but spelling 12th with the word elf in it. They have like a whole bunch of activities and stuff planned. Like I guess in Elf, as you know, they eat like pasta with maple syrup and all this stuff. Like they're going to have a contest with that. But there's a whack of cool stuff planned for December 12th, which is tomorrow. At least if you're listening the day I drop this thing. So go to retrofestive.ca to learn more about that. This is real cool stuff happening there. And if you want to save 10% on anything Elf related and beyond, in addition to the discounts that they're going to have for December 12th, you can use the promo code FOTM and save 10%. But we love Ty the Christmas Guy, his family, and everything happening at Retro Festive in Oakville. I just wanted to give you that pro tip, Jason.
Love it. Yep. It's 12 with Elf.
Yeah,
it's
so you just got to spell it. Yeah, it's brilliant. And time is wasting. It's tomorrow, so go find out more. Do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, Christmas movie? Oh, man. I guess I'll go with...
That's a tough one for you.
Maybe I'll just go with Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
That one always kind of
can't go wrong with that.
Me up.
It's great. I saw it the week after I saw The Naked Gun in theaters, and I feel like that worked against it. Like when I watch it now, I enjoy it more than I did at the time because I was rolling in the aisles for The Naked Gun the week before, and Scrooge was funny, but it didn't have that roll in the aisles thing that I experienced with The Naked Gun.
I thought you were going to ask me what my favorite Christmas song was.
Well, what is your favorite Christmas song?
Well, I hope I'll impress you by saying the Skydiggers version of Good King Wenceslas.
Well, you say it better than I say it because I did just kick that out at on Toast.
Oh, great.
With Rob Pruce and Bob Willett. I did that last week.
Nice.
One of my favorite Christmas songs. And I love a Skydiggers Christmas show.
Yeah. It's they do the season well.
They do it up well. Well, thank you, everybody. Pick up Jason's new book. He's not going back to Guelph. He's going back to Kitchener. Do not confuse those two fine Canadian cities. Don't leave without your lasagna from Palma Pasta, and make sure we get our photo, and you have to show us Louis Del Grande on the T-shirt there.
Absolutely.
And that... Subdivisions. You know that's Mark Daly in Russia's Subdivisions. He knows. Jason's nodding. And that brings us to the end of our 1,816th show. Go to torontomike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs, and much love to all who made this possible. That is retrofestive.ca. Great Lakes Brewery, don't forget your beer. Palma Pasta, I got your lasagna. Nick Iones, I'll see you tomorrow, Nick. RecycleMyElectronics.ca and Ridley Funeral Home. Don't miss the most recent episode of Life's Undertaking with Brad Jones. He made a big announcement regarding his personal health, and I think it's I'm glad he's sharing. So you can learn about that in the most recent episode. See you all tomorrow with Nick Iones. Bye for now.